Howdy ho everyone, welcome back to our thrifty cottage. We're going to take a little stroll around the yard real quick before we get to today's recipe. I think we'll just take a quick look to see if our little cottage gnome is in today. No, doesn't seem to be home. Maybe tomorrow. So today we're going to be making something really great. It's going to be called white bean stroganoff. Now, I want to make a promise to you guys. Every time I have a recipe up, I will always have the ingredients on the post. There you go. There's the ingredients. It's very simple ingredients you're going to have at home probably. So we're going to start with dicing up those onions and that garlic, throwing a little bit of oil in the pot, and we're going to start cooking it up. Give it a stir. We want to get it to that it's just starting to be, brownish around the edges. Now I'm going to add a little water right away because it's starting to dry out a little and I don't want it burning. So a little bit of water is going to make sure that the onions and garlic are cooking evenly. And you know what? I added probably a tablespoon, 2 tablespoons of water into that pot. So we'll get her cooking up. And now we're going to add our mushrooms. I'm using lobster mushrooms here, but you can pretty well use any sort of mushroom that you want, whatever you love. We'll add a generous pinch of salt as well. Give her a stir. Let those things all be happy in that pot. Loving it. So now we're going to add our tablespoon of soy sauce and then our tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Loving it already. And we're also going to add a teaspoon of grainy mustard. This is my homemade grainy mustard, but you can use Dijon or whatever kind of grainy mustard that you would love to use. We'll give her a nice little stir up to melt all those flavors together. And I can tell you right now, with that balsamic vinegar in there and that mustard, it is smelling pretty fine. Give her a nice little mix up. Now we are going to add our teaspoon of salt, our black pepper, and then we're going to add our thyme. Now I'm using fresh thyme here, but you can use dry thyme as well. It doesn't matter, it'll work. I'm also adding some Greek yogurt to this dish. Typically you'd add sour cream, but I rarely have sour cream in the house, so I use Greek yogurt instead. Now we're going to add our 2 tablespoons of Parmesan cheese. Give her a nice little stir up again. Loving it. This recipe is fantastic. Look at that. Now I'm going to add a cup of water. Add our beef stock. I love using the OXO soup in a mug. Give her a stir up. You can see that gravy's turning a little brown because of that OXO in there. It's giving it a very rich flavor as well. And last but not least, we are going to add those white kidney beans. You can use probably any sort of white bean you want. You could probably use red kidney beans if you like, but the white just makes it a nicer color when you're cooking it up. Now we're going to throw a lid on there and we're going to let it cook up for a while. I want all those flavors to blend together and it's going to start thickening up. There you go. She's starting to thicken up. Every once in a while we'll give her a stir, throw that lid back on, stir it again. Make sure with your kidney beans that you have drained them and you have rinsed them off to get all that excess starch off of them. Now look, it's starting to thicken up and you're seeing it's almost like a nice stew consistency, a stroganoff consistency. Now here you can see it plated up. This is a very hearty meal. I've made it with fried cabbage and mashed potatoes underneath. It is delicious, easy to make, very cost effective.